Hello and welcome back to the vlog. My name is Bailey and today we're going to be talking about habits. Habits is a very fun one. So lately I've noticed a bit of dip in my energy levels and I think there could be a few reasons for it, but I'm determined not to let it get me down. Instead, I've set some guidelines for myself, focusing on how I'm feeling and what I've been doing to get back on track. And as it turns out, it really comes down to the basics. Quick side note, we are dog sitting. It's a little bittersweet. This little pup, curly brown one, Kaya, it's our last time with a little bit of a puppy sleepover because her owners are officially moving states, my cousin, and I'm so proud of them. And it's exciting and a new step, a new journey, a new adventure. But it's sad that we won't have them near anymore. Before I can focus too much on the talk of habits, my OCD is tickling my brain right now. It's been hard to concentrate because the house is a little messy, so I'm going to quickly clean this. And you can see I cleaned and got one little corner really tidy, and that kind of gave me the momentum to keep going because the rest of the house, it's just life gets busy. Things don't get put away properly, and if you keep going without rest, without these breaks to sort and decide what to keep and decide what can go and really center your brain on what your goals are and what you're after, things can easily spiral and feel out of control. So this is probably another one of those reasons that I've had a bit of dip in my energy levels of wanting to be go, go, go. Again, I've been consulting my many to-do lists. They help keep me focused and remind me of what I'm working towards. And those habits, it's like muscle memory. It's so important, but it has to start somewhere. So I'm feeling a little bit more mentally clear. It's about 1.5 years that I'm postpartum now, and even during pregnancy and postpartum, there's a lot of hormones happening. And breastfeeding and weaning, that's a lot of hormone changes happening. So be kind to yourself if you are going through anything major at the moment. It's not easy. It's not a quick fix. And life is hard. Life is hard as is. So give yourself the necessary breaks that you need. One of the biggest habits that we've tried to install is home cooking. And although it's easier to order out, and I'm not saying we never do that, it definitely makes a difference when you create something from scratch or part of something from scratch. So we enjoyed a little bit of a summer dessert. We did strawberry shortcake with homemade whipped cream. If you want the recipe, I can give it for you. It's something of my own devising I'm quite proud of because it's not too sweet. But that's what I'm doing in this shot, is cleaning up some yummy strawberry shortcake. Eating well has been one of the bigger habits that we've been trying to attain and stick to. Another one is simply deconnecting from wireless devices. I have a regular 9 to 5. I work in tech, meaning I am in a computer all day. And I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about an actual career in a tech company. That's what I do for a living. YouTube is more of a hobby and kind of a dream, but it's also a fun way for me to document things. That being said, I work 40 hours a week and I'm on my computer a lot. And then of course, what do you do after you're off work? You scroll on your phone or you watch TV, and I am guilty of all of these things. So I'm really trying to put an emphasis on getting outside as often as possible. So during my lunch break, I try to step outside. First thing in the morning, walks with Jupiter, I'm outside. And then in the evening, I also try to enjoy some deck time. We have these lovely new potted plants we've been enjoying this summer, and so it's a lot of fun to work that into the routine to make it a unified habit, watering all the plants together. It's actually quite cool to see things grow, especially our little lime tree is producing. Speaking of plants, you can see our indoor ones needed a little bit of love. This spider plant had some shedding, and so I decided to finally clean that. It's been bothering me for a couple of days now, just these little curly crisps. But oh, look at this view. And this is why I love habits. Without habits and lists and goals and dreams, we would have never had the backyard looking the way it's looking. I mean, there's still a long way to go, but not bad. Believe it or not, I think one of the areas I'm worst at and I'm really trying to improve is the movement. I talked about getting outside, breathing fresh air, not being at my computer, but I feel like I'm not as consistent in working out because the after takes much longer to see. But I know how important it is to move my body, to feel capable and strong, and that's one of the bigger goals I have, is to feel stronger and have more energy and more stamina. But I've noticed something about myself. So cleaning or organizing or creating order definitely gives me that instant serotonin boost. It's so easily achieved. There's a very clear before and a very clear after, almost simultaneously. Even if it's a longer cleanup job that takes a couple of hours or days, you can see the work you've put in, and the result isn't like immediate afterward. You can see how much better and brighter and cleaner and fresher things are. Working out and getting enough movement, it's a much slower progress. It's not a clear cut. You worked out once and you did it, or you did it a couple of days and you notice this or that. I mean, you might start noticing those changes over time, but it has to be a very steady and consistent habit. And in that area, I really need to work on strengthening. So that is a habit I'm trying nightly to incorporate into my life to see some positive changes. And believe it or not, I'm on week 3 of a pretty consistent workout schedule, which doesn't seem like much, but hey, I'm starting somewhere. I do notice a change in my mindset and my behavior and my other choices. So I'm going to stick with it. We're going to see where we get. So in addition to those daily walks, I've also been putting on my headphones, turning on some music or a TV show I like, and doing a YouTube workout for 20 to 30 minutes a night. I plan to add more to the routine, but for now I feel like I'm really good at this starting point. It feels really positive. So as I work towards better habits, I'm also focusing on increasing my water intake. I was so good at this when I was pregnant. I was drinking plenty of water, but not so much lately. And of course, I am always refining my cleaning routines, looking for ways to make them more efficient. One of the things I want to start incorporating is more of a list method into how we tidy and choose what projects to do, just so it doesn't feel as heavy when things start to get disorganized. I find with my OCD, the trouble with that is I can hyper-focus accidentally on small, relatively insignificant projects or cleaning, where I would much rather put the energy towards one big clean and then just a series of small tidies rather than a mix or a conglomerate's probably not the right word, a mix of things that's not actually serving us or making things easier in the long run. I know a big piece of this is actually decluttering, and I haven't had a big declutter for a while. So as I was editing this footage, I literally wrote in my notebook that I need to make time to do a decluttering. And usually you can start small. I choose one room, I'll go through it and see what's still serving us, what we're using, what's up, part of our habits, our daily routines, our 5-year plan. It's a lot to think about, but when you start to incorporate those thoughts, you get really good at cutting through the BS. You get really good at the purging of items that just stick around but aren't actually being used. You get really good at refining your goals because, our time on earth is limited. We want to use what we got and enjoy it while we're here. So I find these having a full list of thoughts as you're cleaning makes things easier. Look how gross the floors were, by the way. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. The steam mop is awesome. A little bit pricey, but I love it. I had a cheaper one in my first house and it lived for about a year because I used it so often, and then it died, unfortunately. Whereas this new one has been awesome. It buffs for you. It's not as big of a project to get in there and get off the baby goop. The floor, she seems to drop fruit and it ferments rather quickly. Even if you think you get it all, there's always a hidden spot she's thrown from her high chair or something else. So it's important that we more regularly clean the floors. But you can see I'm tired. I'm out of steam. It's a lot to keep this place going. I think a big piece of that boosting serotonin is in these small habits. because even if you're tired, doing a little of something is better than doing nothing at all. So remember, it's the small steps that lead to bigger changes. I'm super excited for myself to keep working on the habits I've set forth, see where they take me. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Let's keep each other motivated and moving forward. I hope you have a beautiful day. If you'd like, you can subscribe for more content. We'd love to see ya. If not, no worries. I want to thank you for your time and have a beautiful day.